Alright, welcome back. Red Talks, you know who I am. Yeah, up in the air. Another episode.
What's this one? Number
6.
6.
Well, number 6.
Still warming.
Wait,
Is it 6 or 7?
I can't even remember. Well, we're on another episode.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. You'll see what it says in the bio.
Still warming.
I don't know if we're putting in work. That's what I do know. Yeah. So we've got a special guest for the people today. But before we start, I have to shout out to my co-host, the best co-host in the whole world. Yeah.
He's talking up, man.
Yeah.
YC in the building, man. Back again with the next one. Come on, man. You already know.
And today we got a special guest, as you can see. Yeah. We have to bring in the motivation. We're trying to empower the man. We're trying to empower the man. Tell him. Come on. So we have to bring in real talk. Actually, why not introduce yourself?
Go on, run through, man.
I start to feel like a wrestler. Do you know they come out like that? So yeah, look. Real talk, George, we're in the building.
Come on.
And I just come up for the chat. Like, I mean, we've been going for hours now.
We've been going for hours.
Talking crazy.
We've done a podcast for 2 hours without doing a podcast. We should have had the mics on and just been talking.
Yeah, we should have. I think like we should have spent like 5 minutes just like talking madness there. So hopefully we're just gonna chop it up nicely and just hopefully give some valuable chat.
Free game, man.
Yeah.
So George, man, tell us, how did you get into motivational speaking and stuff?
You see, like, that's a loaded question still, but I think I've always been interested in performance, like how I go about doing what I do. So by about 14 years old, I started getting involved with the wrong crowd. So I moved down from South East London to a place in Surrey, and it wasn't very multicultural. So it was one of the early mixed race kids. I had a tash and a squeaky voice. So I always felt like a little bit excluded from everyone, you know. And I think I was chasing identity, chasing acceptance for a long time. That sort of led me down a path of smoking loads of weed, which then went up to doing different things, sniffing, drinking and stuff like that. That just scaled up for a long time. Done a little bit of stuff on the roads and stuff, and then just felt a bit depressed. So I started looking into self-discovery stuff, and then now we're here, you know what I mean? Now we're just over time. So
That's it. It's hard when people don't see the transition that you make, how hard it is for you. Like they only see you now and say, oh wow, Real Talk George. But people wouldn't have known that you went through all of that, which has led you to this. And I think sometimes we look at the bad situations as bad when really, in the end, there's a blessing in it that you just can't see at that moment. Because now with the life experiences that you have, you're using that to help other people.
Yeah, 100%. And I think what you said about, we often see success of some sort. It doesn't have to be financial or whatever. And then we think, they're lucky, or they're this. And you forget there's a whole journey that gets them to that point. And often that journey is struggles, hardship, and that's what really builds your character, you know. And that's what gets you to good positions. Like you said, your episode, well, we don't know what episode it is, but you're putting in the work, do you know what I mean? You've got a Netflix series of podcasts, you know what I mean? But that requires a lot of work. It's not just the film that you're seeing, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind that.
Remember, I was showing you all the stuff that behind the scenes and how I had to research this and research that. People will just think that this is just overnight and that he just created this from nothing. But the amount of effort that I've put in that you'll never see, it's incredible. That's what to me is the most incredible thing. And I think at the top, when you get to a certain level in your journey, you look back sometimes and you belittle what you've gone through. Does that make sense? Bro,
even not even top success. I feel like I do that sometimes, and I'm I've got to check myself and be like, oh no, you know what? You're actually doing alright. You're always I really like that 1%. Just try to be 1% better than you were the day before. I quite enjoy that concept.
You know that concept is so important. You know
it's powerful really, too, man.
Bro, you know what you just said was so powerful. If you literally just put that in your life every day, that I'm not going to do 20% because what people do is they want to jump from 0 to 100. No. When they don't reach that 100, they get demotivated and go back to 0.
And then won't be at 0 for another 2-3 months.
2-3-4 months. It's like when you fail a driving test. I know bare people that kept failing their driving test. But if I told you how much times I failed my driving test and I passed, you lot would laugh. But in my mind, every time I failed, it's like, I'm gonna do this. And then my brother would be like, bruv, stop being a waste man and get your license, bruv. Like, leave me alone, bruv. And eventually what happened was I said to myself, I don't care if I fail 20 times, I'm getting this. And then I'll pass the next time. Yeah, because of that mindset.
Yeah, I think that mindset. It is about that, isn't it? That dedication and commitment to not giving up. I think that's quite important to people. And that 1%. What's beautiful about that is that's super easy. For a lot of people, that could be just getting up the next day and making your bed. Like, and that's just 1% better if you didn't do that the day before. Like we look for too big of wins. Like a lot of people will put in 50% work and want 100% result, but that's not how it works. You know, like you need to be putting stuff consistently. Like just because you're in a car doesn't mean you're driving. Just because you're in the kitchen doesn't mean you're cooking. Like you got to put in action to be able to get a result. So. Yeah.
And I think that's what's important in general, that you focus every day on actually becoming better than yesterday. Yeah. And that's for yourself, not what anyone else looks at as your standard, but what you choose as your standard. Yeah. But I think a lot of times we overlook at social media, so we see everybody doing this, doing that. This is what that person's got, but we're not realizing that we are actually advancing every day. And there's a book called Atomic Habits, and I'd suggest anyone to go get it. Atomic Habits. I just read these books sometimes. I just read little 2 chapters, get so much from it. I don't want to read the book anymore. I'm like, I've mastered the book. I don't need to read anymore. His story was amazing. What he's done is incredible. And what the book was basically telling you is that if you focus on habits more than actually doing things, you build healthy habits. So in a week, if you say, every day I'm going to post twice a day, not a lot, you're just going to do post twice a day, and you're consistent for 30 days. What happens is, after 30 days, you'll be able to post 4 times a day because you're consistent enough that you know that I can actually do this. You've proved to yourself you can do it, and you've actually stuck it out. Now you can do more. And that's how it starts. It starts off small, but it builds.
It's the same as the gym. Like, look at it.
No, man, I don't go to these camps. No, I'm lying.
That ain't press ups. That's
genetics, man. It's genetics. That's all it is.
But listen, it's like the gym. If you go gym once, you're not gonna get wham.
Can't.
Like, it's about, you got to do that often. If you're in the same losing weight, like same, and I think like my personal opinion, we give up way too quick as people. Like, we're way too quick. Like,
no, you're right.
Like in it though, like we want success. They're like, I want to do, I want to speak in front of 1,000 people.
Instant results, innit?
Yeah, they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah, but I think that's because a lot of people like look at the final result. But trust me, man, like if you knew how hard the grind was, man, like if you there with me, if you was there with me during the trenches, you'd be like, damn. A lot of people would have folded time ago if they saw what it would have taken to put in. But all they see is the final makeup, like raw, yeah, like you man are sick. But no, like go day one. Trust me, yeah. Like I say, 9 out of 10 people think, nah, this is long, and just scrap it. Yeah. But when you keep pushing, like it gets you to places like this. Like even right here, like put it this way, like if you never done your thing, like you wouldn't be sitting there with us. No. You know what I mean? No. It's just basic shit like that.
Yeah, it is.
You'll never be here.
And then that scales up. So the longer you do it, that scales up more and more. And like what you said about, like, I think that instant gratification thing is probably one of the most damaging things in our generation.
It has to be.
I think we look at these people and they're this and they're, and that's why we got so many fake entrepreneurs and like fake like fitness trainers and stuff, because like people just go, oh yeah, look, he's just on Instagram doing posts, or he's just on here.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, no, he's not. He's working 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day to put this in front of you. Like, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna jump on that. And that's damaging, and I'm very much in that industry where that is happening. Like, people just done, like, this is what, like, the message that I really try to get out there, and it's hard because I don't really just want to say it all the time unless in positions like this where, like, the shit I speak about, I really live by. Like, I'm not just in this just trying to get an ego boost for, like, telling people, like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Like, I'm doing this because this has substantially changed my life.
Right, it's personal, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and like people just jumping on going, oh, just manifest it. Bro, that word annoys me. Like, it gives people false hope that you can just think about something and it happens. Like, no, you can't.
Go to work, man.
Yeah, you gotta go to work, man. Yeah, you gotta put in the work. Like, there's no.
You gotta put in the work.
You have
and
to.
Then it will manifest itself.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're putting in work for what you, and I always say this, if you're on your purpose of life,
it's different.
Doing what you've got to do as your purpose,
it's different.
Yeah, it's hard to distress you. Because you're focused on a goal, and that goal is everything. Yeah, it's like like anything that you do. Anyone that has a purpose in something will see the thing out to the end. As much as we'll be like, right, he's crazy, man. Why is he doing that, man? He's traveling all around the world. Look, he's nearly got arrested. He got beaten up in prison. He's got like a purpose. Yep. I want to marry this girl, and I don't care if I die. I'm going to marry her. And we're looking at him like, bro, there's millions of fish in this. He doesn't care about.
He can't see it.
His mind is tunnel vision for that one thing.
He's fixated by that.
And I think that when you're not on that purpose and you're not on that fixation of anything you do in life, then you become easily distracted.
Yes, yeah. Like that's the thing. When we get desperate, we take on anything.
Yes.
Like we're like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, and it's like I genuinely think if you're listening to this right now and you haven't got a purpose, your sole responsibility right now is to do your best to find that.
That's true.
And also, I'm quite an advocate of saying it might be more than one thing as well.
Yeah, true.
It might. I'm not saying it's going to be 10, 15, but it might be more than one. But I think that, if I feel like that's a big little nugget. You know what I mean? That should be often we distract ourselves by trying to do so many different things. But if you feel like that you haven't got that right now, it might be a good idea that you investigate and see what you can do. Because if you put a bit of research in, like what you were saying, that research adds up to a big outcome. You know.
No, you're right. It's mad. Now, I just see Fridays, I said Fridays is business, I pull up here and I deal with this, to a point where people don't even at me to ask me what I'm doing. No, people don't at me. But you know what, fam, this is the maddest thing. So the other day, I swear, 4 weeks past, because I'm so about my shit, I'm thinking, right, I gotta be doing this and that. Bro, I forgot I haven't had sex in a minute. I forgot I didn't have sex. No. I swear to God. I swear to God. No, bro. I swear. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I had to remember. This is me. Wait, who, when? And it's you know what? I went from horniness to not in 5 seconds because it's I didn't even care. It's I just brushed. I was whatever. Anyway, I'm back on. I'm mad, and I was but I've never been in that space before. To a point where I forgot. I had to try and remember. Did I? Did I smash?
Were you did you think about when's the last time, or did it just hit
no?
You
I think I don't know. I think I just woke up in the morning. I was like. Something just ding. I was right, but I didn't. I wasn't even seeking it. It just. I think as I remember it, but it's I still didn't want to go out there for right. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I'm just
I hear that.
Work, business. So purpose just give me a tunnel vision to a point where I don't even care what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Party. I'm just what we doing tomorrow? That's mad. So I think, I said, if you don't have purpose, you're vulnerable to anything, and you might attach yourself to anything and start doing mad things. It's no, man, find your lane, whatever it is. I don't care if it's just gardener, dancer. I don't care what you're doing. Just have something where you're that's what I want to do, because it takes you away from madness and bad negative people online and just all these actors claiming their PT, thinking, fam, don't care. PT just get some pointless tattoos, bulk up, and tell girls about nutrition, thinking dead. Don't worry about it.
Start selling drinks. Start selling
drinks, thinking you ain't 50, bro. None of vitamin water shit ain't working, bro. What do you mean, fam? Go eat apple. That's not nutrition, bro. They need to actually study their thing, bro.
But this is the thing, though. What you said is so true. The problem is that you wanna go out there and do your thing before you've even put in the research and study to do it.
You can't just do it.
You want that quick fix.
Instant gratification, I said.
Even when I was too busy smoking weed, drinking, sniffing, and just surrounding myself with people with different missions to mine, if you like, I was still doing the work.
Right.
Now it didn't click then, but over the last 2 years it's clicked. Do you know what I mean? And now I'm able to understand things I never thought. I've got a few qualifications under my belt. So what people are seeing now, we ain't even started. We're about to start.
Right.
We're
warming, innit?
Yeah, because I don't want to rush the process.
No.
Because that's turning me into a lion. Do you know what I mean? That's turning me. It's moving me in different ways.
And I think where this all comes down to is that you have to motivate yourself to a certain extent to actually move yourself in the direction that you want to go in.
Yes.
And it's very important what you said, because I was just reading my book earlier about time management success. And basically it says, if you haven't got a goal, find one, make one, and stay at it.
Simple.
That's your goal, to get a goal.
Yeah, your goal is to get a goal if you haven't got one.
Straight up.
But if you have a goal, now the goal is to stay consistent upon that goal. Because I feel like when you start to be consistent with anything in life, you actually start to see results. Anything that you do.
It's inevitable.
You have to.
It has to. Even if you go gym and you're I can't even lift 20s, and you're lifting 10s, and then you're lifting 15s, you're lifting 17.5s for 6 months, and then one day it comes, you push the 20s. You're I've done the 20s.
That's what I'm saying.
Forget if he's doing 100 on both sides.
Forget my man, innit?
You yourself, Look at your progression.
Like it's everything as well. Like that is every aspect of life. Like you do something long enough, eventually you'll see a result. Like,
Facts.
But it's the persistence that people, like resilience, we don't have because we have so many options. Like I posted a video the other day. How do we live in a world of so much abundance of opportunity, but we always surrounded by is lack of self-belief?
Everyone.
Like that is deep. Like because like we've never had more opportunity.
There's loads, in it.
Like you could be.
This is the day and age right now where you cannot actually blame the
government or no one. You can't blame them.
You know what? Slavery's holding me. Bro, there's too much opportunities, bro. As soon as you open your front door, there's an opportunity.
Facts.
Like, bro, I'm saying there's an opportunity at every single gate of the day. So for people to be crying about, especially in the UK.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well.
In the
It's
UK.
yeah.
Bro, people from other countries are dying to come here, and when they come here, we're like, look at these people doing these jobs and all. And then you see them in their Mercedes, in their Benz, in their big house. You're like, how did he get all of this stuff? He's been working, and he didn't listen to, there's no opportunities. He got one opportunity, and he's stuck at it. And that's what we need to start pushing into people, that opportunities over here are so much that you need to be taking them at every given option that you get. And that's why we're all here now, opportunists. Everyone's an opportunist. Everyone's sitting there as an opportunist.
Yeah.
I was an opportunist at one time. I made an opportunity to say, yo, this building here, how much?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, cool, no problem, done. So I'm saying business. Now I'm creating, you know what I'm saying? Now you've come on, he's come on, everyone's come on. It's all about opportunities, and when them opportunities come, what do you do with them? That's what's important.
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
And I think that's where the growth is super important, like, and not rushing it, because sometimes, like, the amount of things recently that I've actually had to turn down. So I was like, I genuinely think I need a little bit more time to actually be proper at that. Like, and I know that not a lot of people might not agree with that.
No, that's real. No, they're idiots. That's real.
Like, but you gotta like reverting it back to the gym. Like, I'm not going to start lifting 50s before I can live
it don't make sense.
Like a 10 or 15 or a 20. Or I'm not going to marry a girl before I've been with her a certain amount of time or something.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So like, I think there's something about growing into your goal as well. Like being able to move into it in a good way. But we want that rush. And I think, like, just going back to the opportunities thing as well, like, right this moment of time, people are making money out of every single industry that you could possibly imagine. Like, I've seen on TikTok recently, I've seen cleaners raking, like, absolutely raking off their
any
videos
roads,
and just like anything. Do you know what I mean? You can just make something out of nothing because we've got the facilities to do that.
But like I said, like, but you still have to be willing to put in the shift though. Anything you want to do. Yeah. You can't just get something like, as in, you know what's mad? Back in the day, like, as in, we all thought, oh man, why I got this, why I got that, and like, but you never, like, you know, when you're young, G, like, you don't think nothing. Why I got that, but you haven't actually done anything. There are people with grown mindsets who still think like that.
Yeah, it's true.
In their boxes, like watching Tom and Jerry, thinking, fam, where your life going? Different, like, you know, like, get up, leave your house, like, have a routine, like bath, shower, and go out and just try. Like, I don't know what, apply for jobs, whatever you want to do, like, whether it's start a football team, anything's possible, bro. Like, the moment we start speaking about networking, research, and reading books, going online, trust me, the bag is there. Yeah. The bag is there if you want it, man, but you have to be willing to put the time in that, and that's like anything, because like I said, growth is a beautiful thing. To be able to look back and say, look at, you know, like, I was big 3 months ago, look at me now, winning. So like looking back to say like where I was, where I am now, you know, like them before and after pictures. Like growth is sickening. We see man like level up. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
How it started, how it's going.
I love watching them videos. That even man, who like overweight and they went gym and now they're just swole. Yeah. Like, I love that, fam. I love that.
Because you can't. It's undeniable, and like, this is why. Like, bro, I'm big on this. This is gonna offend some people.
Go on.
Like the people out there, like you said, like the word actors, like claiming about this. Like, look, you can't outdo the results and the work you're actually doing. So like, look, you can be online saying this and saying that, and people going, pray hands, oh yeah, do this, do that. But at the end of the day, mate, if that's not true to you, like, that's what result that you're gonna get eventually, and people will see that.
That's it.
Like, so you can't if you're not putting in the work, you're not gonna get the result. Well, you can fake it for a minute,
you can,
but you're not going to get the result, and that's on you, mate. But you're so worried about thinking about what my man thinks, what this person thinks. Oh, do I look like this for them? And you're missing the trick. Like, just worry about what's in front of you. Like, just take that first step and move with it.
That's it.
We don't. Again, I feel like just get out there, do it. If you're thinking about doing something right now, I'd just take one step. You don't need to do like, if you haven't got a goal, make it your goal to find the goal. If you've got a goal, then make sure that that's the main thing that you're focusing on.
Yeah.
And work, like align your behaviours, do it. So if it's about getting a job, make sure that you've got the facilities to be able to apply for a job. Make sure you have a CV and stuff like that.
Little things, innit? Basic.
Yeah, little steps, man. Like as I said, like 1%, like one step.
Every day.
Like small steps, big distances.
Do you know what I've seen is the biggest barrier for most people is that they're not aligning the right people on their mission. So, all right, cool. You're trying to, and we were speaking about this earlier, George. Remember I was saying to you that some people, when they start doing something, they always wonder, why are my friends and family sharing my stuff? Let me just put this out there to everybody out there. If your target audience is your friends and family, you've already failed. I'll be real with you. That's a failure mindset already, because your friends and family are only so much people. If you're looking for it to be a big company, big companies don't focus on friends and family, they focus on consumers.
That's it.
And consumers might not be your friends and family. So let me go and find my customer market. Where does that come from? Market research. Some of these things that people don't actually understand. When you find your audience, like we said earlier, George, even if they're 2 people, they're 10 people you're trying to force, the 2 people are better than the 10 people you're trying to force.
And you're ignoring them.
And you're ignoring them. You're focusing on them people.
And
you're obsessed and dedicated. Why are you not helping me? These 2 people are like, hey, man, I really love your stuff. Like, oh, shut up, man. You, man, why are you not helping? That mindset is how people lose. You've got to be able to take all your emotions away from this thing and say, this is what I'm trying to do, this is my audience, this is what I'm trying to do. Everybody that's in line with this, I'm with you. Anyone that's not aligned with this, I'm not with you. It's like your business. When you go to a job, everybody at the job is working for the same purpose, to make that company better. You have the manager, you have the assistant manager, you got the sales assistants, and then you got the cleaners. Everybody's doing a role for that business to work. So if you're in a situation where not everybody, you got 10 people around you, no one's helping you towards your goals, how are you going to win?
Exactly.
I don't get that. How?
And I think it's important to actually figure out your position in your company as well. Of course. Because I know there's a lot of stuff now like, oh yeah, the main things to add value to people, like that's a given. Like obviously, like I want to add value, like, but actually, if you're in any form of business or building something up, the important thing is to do good business, because good businesses grow, because that's how they grow. Like if you look at Amazon, they've taken over the world because they provide something of huge value. Like I'll be honest, like I could look at something that is cheaper than Amazon, but I wouldn't get it from Amazon because no one can get it there as quick as they can. And no one can refund it as quick as they can.
That's true.
Because they do good business.
Simple.
So when you're worrying about getting these people over here that you're struggling to get to watch your stuff or to buy your stuff, and you've got 2 people already buying your stuff, you should really be focused on, all right, how can I give them even more than I'm already giving? Because they'll go and speak to 2 more people, and they'll go and speak to 2 more people.
That's it.
And then
in like business, they say giving 2 people best customer services, they go and tell 10 people. All right, but what happens if you give them a bad experience? How much people do you think they tell?
Exactly.
20.
Like
that's your business finished.
And you can't afford, when you got low customers.
Think about it. You know the journey that you just even today. Look at the guy. You said how crap he was. I'm giving him 1 star.
Straight.
But you've told me about him, so now I'm not gonna want to ride with him.
You just sold you all the.
Now I've told all you. You don't want to drive with him.
Just like that.
Thousands in the room. They don't want to drive with him. Do you see where I'm going? You see how bad that was. And that's just to show you that in business, you have to really sometimes look at who are your target audience and how can I reach them. Now, when it comes to people speaking bad about you and all this stuff, that just comes with the territory. I think some people get caught up on what other people are saying about
Couldn't care
them.
less.
But you said it when we were on live.
Couldn't care less.
You gotta take compliments and take criticism and make that relevant and make adjustments that you need, that you believe, but you should be careful who you're taking that from. Like if you're at the top of your game, then you know better than to slack. And if you're at the bottom of your game and you're not trying your best, then like you need to really be stepping.
I'll never let a carpenter tell me how to do stuff on the internet, bruv. You don't know about the internet.
Exactly.
You can't tell me about it, but it's not your field. If you was telling me about carpentry on the table, then I'm gonna listen to you. You can give me all the criticism in the world. I don't know a damn thing about that. But I'm not gonna go to someone who's not a doctor and ask them for special advice on my brain. How would you know? You don't know anything, and I think that's where the problem lies nowadays.
And I think we battle with that as people. Like, I think, like, not in maybe that scenario, but I think we go to people, like, do you know those people, like, moaners will go to a moaner to complain?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like that, innit?
That's
Like,
so dumb, innit?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because they're not going to come to me and be like, oh, George, like, I'm really annoyed at this person. Then I'll be like, look, you got 2 minutes to moan, but then you got 10 minutes to think about a solution.
Yes.
Like, because I'm not that guy. Like, don't come here and just speak crap to me about what's going wrong. So, like, it comes to that as well. So if I want to moan, I'll probably go to someone that I know I can moan to. But if I want to talk about business, I'll probably come to one of you guys.
Right.
Because I know that that's what the chat I'm going to get. So we need to ensure that is. And, like, another thing I was going to say about roles, like, I think everyone wants to be number one, which I do understand that. But I think, actually, there's nothing wrong with being number 2 or number 3 or number 4, but, like, people's egos are too big to actually take a step back, because you might be a really good number 3,
right,
and make just as much money as number 1.
Play your role,
and
man.
you're not doing as much. You got to play your role.
Play a role for real.
Like, but people
There's
just
nothing wrong with that, you know.
no, that's good. That's
good.
That's smart business. That's good play.
I'm the guy that wants to play number 2 and number 3. If whatever position you put me in, once I'm getting paid, I don't care.
I don't care. Pass me the checks, I'm good.
Put me in the back room. I don't care. I don't care.
Mate, they get less stress. Like, if you're you get less stress. Like, if you're on top of your game, like, you think Jeff Bezos stress free right now?
That's what I'm trying. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? What you just said. Everybody wants to be a boss, but when it comes time to being a boss, they don't want to be a boss. So it's like
hard work.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say like, look, nothing against cleaners. Let's get that out now. Anyone that's on the hustle, I love you and I rate you. Do you know what I mean?
But everybody wants to be a boss until it's actually time to actually take that responsibility.
Then they're not on it, man. They're not on it.
Oh, can you help do this? And you're like, wait a second, but I thought you was
They're delegating,
like,
innit?
Sometimes people want to be at the top, but don't realize that the top is actually stressful.
Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think that playing your position in any company that you're in it's the reason for the company actually functioning correct. Every business has a structure and a model. Every single business.
Has to, innit?
It has hierarchy. Doesn't make the person at the top better than you as a person.
No.
It just makes whatever they're doing is
They make different decisions.
They make different decisions. You might think, oh, I could probably do their job. You get there and you're like, no, this job's stressful, I don't really want it. Yeah. So it's like sometimes we want things like other people's positions when we don't realise how stressful it is up there.
Right.
I'll never forget this. When I first started my company and people was like, yeah, I bought part of your business and all. I was like, okay, how much money have you invested? None. How are you part of my business? How can you be part of something and you haven't invested no money? It doesn't make sense. If I've put my whole life earnings into my business, and then you come at the end and say, yeah, I own your business, you're going to be like, wait a second.
How?
People's expectations are mad though. It's what we said earlier. Like, you're putting in 50% and you're expecting the results that people that are putting blood, sweat, and tears.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I just can't. I can't believe it. Like, what sort of entitlement? Like, for me, like, that's why self-awareness is so important, because if you want to be rich and you want to own a business, the way that usually happens is because you profit off someone else buying a product or a service from you. Now, that's a really cool thing. Like, do you know what I mean? That's a really, like, that's an honour to do that. Like, to get rich of providing a good product and a good service, and you're sitting there putting 50%, giving it with the talk. Nah, that's dead. That's insulting to people, man. Like, that you're just saying all that stuff. And
I feel like you've got to really, when it comes to entrepreneurship in general, you've got to remember that not everybody is going to be a boss, but everybody is going to get paid. Simple. And I think that's where people get the miscommunication in. Even if someone's getting more money than you, are you getting money? Yes. That's it. Cool. Done. Because not everybody's going to be on the same pay rise. You can't be. But it doesn't matter whose face is out there. It just matters that you're getting paid. That's it. That's all that really matters. Every company you work for, who's the owner of Uber? Who knows who the owner of Uber is? Who knows his name? Thank you very much. But you still work for the company. Thank you very much. You don't care who the owner is. You just care about them, you doing your job and getting your money. Yeah. And that's the whole point of what I'm trying to say to you. Once your mindset is on that, that's how you win in life. Because everybody wants to be at, like I said, everybody wants to be at that top. But that top position is lonely, it's cold, and trust me, it's a lot of stress. And it's a lot of money as well, because you're losing out on a lot of dough as well.
If you want to get, if you want to get there, go there, but act like it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, I suppose like that's like the point. I got nothing wrong with people that aiming for the top. I feel like I could possibly come in that bracket. Like, that's my aim. But listen, I'll wake up for that, and I'm like, I'm gonna get mine. Like I'm come to get it. Like I'm not going. Yeah, I want to be number one. Let me watch Netflix though. Like that's not because there's certain things, and that's not me saying I don't watch Netflix, but I know there's certain things that I need to do.
Isn't it? Priorities.
Yeah, there's certain things that I need to do if I want to become in that sort of position in this field. But what I'm also not afraid of, if I get to a certain position and go, actually, I'm a way better number 2 or 3. I'm so cool with that.
Concede, man.
Yeah, I'm so cool with that. I was having a chat with someone the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, no, I built up my business, and I think it's about time that I get someone in that can actually manage my company." I'm like,
this is it.
I rate that.
You have to.
So I actually rate that so much because you're gonna probably 10x. You're probably gonna 10x your company now because you made a good decision that you know is out of your lane.
And you need to listen, man. Any good boss or leader is able to identify his flaws and realize where he's weak and where he can go. You have to be able to realize, like, you know what, I ain't the best at marketing, but he is. So put him in that position. Like, but the idea that I can't be number 2 and son, like, you're never gonna like reach the levels that you're trying to reach.
You got to lean into the strengths.
You have to, man.
You got to lean in, and there's some strengths that a lot of people watching this right now that I've got that could 100% be leaning in on them.
Yeah.
And make a good fortune. Like, if you're good at talking, start a talk show. If you're good at writing, then start a blog.
Simple.
Like, there's and then everyone's got something that naturally they're actually really good at. Like,
right.
And it comes supernatural to them. And if you can lean into that, and that could be a step for someone's goal. Like,
yeah, right.
Find your goal. Like, you can, if like you're trying to search for your purpose, and we're saying look for your goal. I know for me, I didn't know what I wanted to do for a long time. But I started to lean into the things that are good at. Right, George, what are you good at? I'm good with people, I'm good at talking, and I started to lean into that. And when I started to lean into that, doors started opening. Now, drugs were still holding me back for a little while, so I had to deal with that. And that's why I'm big on like growing into things as well.
Right,
not running before I can walk.
Yeah, that's true, because when I stopped smoking, I had to do the same thing. So basically, I was smoking like how much of a weed is a day. I had to cut down. So every day I'd cut down till I got to the point of 1. Then when I got to 1,
easier to
I started to feel like I don't even want this anymore.
Right.
And then one day someone tempted me, gave me something, and then I said I've been so good, I'm never doing this again. I threw it in the bin. But I tell you the realest, the next day after I did throw it in the bin, something in my heart was like, you can get money off this. You can get money off this.
Right.
How you gonna throw in the bin? So I went to the bin and started searching for it. And that's the day that changed my life. Because I was like, look how much of a crackhead I am.
I've literally had a very similar experience.
I'm going through the bin like a rat, bruv. Who goes through a bin looking for a drawer, bruv?
Fam.
Who does
Peak
that?
time,
So see, at that moment there, and I was going through it, and then people were looking at me, and I'm looking at them.
Thinking, wow.
I said, yeah, you know what? I'm never doing this shit. And that was the day, that was the momental day. I've never even looked at that stuff ever again. Because of that day, because of that one day that I was going through the bin like a crackhead. I don't know what was going through my head. I gave it up, threw it in the bin, and then said, oh, I'm so dumb, why did I do that? I can get money off this. And then someone looking at me, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, nothing. I thought I'd drop something. And then in my mind, I felt so disgraced that I went back to my place. It's like, look at you, you made me sick. And that was the day that I said, I will never ever do this again. And that was because I slowly cut it down. I couldn't have stopped it all at once. I'd have relapsed. I'd have relapsed in like a month. I'd have relapsed.
Yeah.
100%. In a week or two. Someone would have come to me and said, yo, I've got this Starbug dog. And I went, Starbug? Let's go, bro.
Man.
So I knew me, innit? I know myself. And that's why it's really important that everything you do, you take it in steps and stages.
Yeah.
Nothing comes overnight, bro. Nothing.
Yeah, straight up.
Nothing. And if you want overnight success, this is not X Factor. Real life is not X Factor. Even the people that went on X Factor, ask me where they are right now. But you couldn't name me 3 of them.
Isn't
But they were overnight celebrities at one time.
It's
Big
sustainable.
Brother winners.
Sustainable.
Where are they at now?
You got to be sustainable. Like a lot of stuff. Like, so at the moment, like over the last 2 years, like since lockdown, I've been running. Like I was doing the running thing. Like I've been trying to hit the gym and stuff like that over the last 2 years. It's going pretty well, and I like stepped it up. But everything that I tried to do, I tried to make sure it's sustainable. Like I don't want to be able to do it like. I want to be able to do it 6 days a week, so it makes me feel good. But I want to be able to do it 6 days a week for the rest of my life. So that's the way I train, because I think like often we don't align our behaviours with our goal, which is why we never really get there. And bro, I've done the same thing, like going through a bin. It wasn't a bin. So when I was like trying to stop smoking, I was coming back from somewhere around Surrey, and I chucked a load of weed out the window. Yeah, it was about an hour's drive from my house. Anyway, next day I was clucking. I was like, well, I need to get a zoot. I need to start smoking. Drove an hour back
to that same spot, you know.
Yeah, to the same spot. But I found it and I bunned it as well. And
you found it. How did you find it? That's
yeah,
bad.
bro, I don't know. It's so
That's what I'm saying. How?
Bro, I don't even know. And I was like, and on my way back, I licked out my face and I was like, you have got a problem. I was like, and at the time I was still doing a lot of...
You drove an hour, like...
bro, like it was nothing as well. Like I didn't even...
whipping for some draw.
Like, mate, that I chucked out the window.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
It's not even like I was going to like pick up
That's
or something.
mad, you know.
Like I was going, bro, it was bummy. And I was on my way home, licked out my face, and I was like, you got a problem. And at the time, this was probably like 2017. And I was just started getting into like mindset and stuff like that. And I started recognizing that this is like a space I want to get into, but it didn't happen for years. But I understood that behavior that I was doing was never going to get me there, and I needed to
Never.
But I didn't stop then. Still, bro, I stopped probably a year, like 2 years ago now. 18 months, 2 years.
So it's been 2 years clean.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, like 2 years no weed, 3 years no sniff and alcohol.
And I'm sure you feel a lot better for it, innit?
Oh, like, bro, like, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm here, bro. Like, mate,
that's the celebration.
He's in his bag.
That's the things that we need to celebrate yearly on you.
For real, growth.
You've growth. That's something to celebrate, bro.
Yeah.
For real, man.
You know how people celebrate birthdays, and
milestones, man.
Bro, let's celebrate that the fact that you've been clean for this long and
for real,
you've progressed in your life.
Talk up the thing.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, like, love for that. Like, because mate, there's been tough times, and it's not even just about like stopping that. It's changing everything about like who you are to become better. So I needed to replace habits, replace routines,
replace people.
Yeah, like mate, yeah, but like, it's not about them. It's about me. Like, and it's putting me first. And even like as I said, mate, there's challenges, and mate, now it's like praise the Lord. I can say, mate, I've had clients in Australia, I've had clients in Dubai, mate, I've spoken all over the world.
Global, you know.
Like, over virtual, but soon we'll be out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, soon I'll be out there, man. And like, it's crazy to think that, and look, this is after 18 months. This is after 18 months, bro. I've been invited back to my school to go and do a tour. This is, bro, I was getting kicked out of that school. I was kicked out of sixth form. And now I'm going back to chat.
Speak to the young ones.
Yeah,
like,
that's
and
motivational, man.
like, but it's not even like I'm not like, oh yeah, George, you're so like, no, I'm just saying, like, you got this. Like, if you're listening to this and you feel like you're something special, you just probably need to change a couple of habits here and there. Like, what I don't like about this self-development industry is that people like, oh, be authentic, be you, or come buy my program and change everything about you. Like, no, be who you are, but just change one or two things that's going to get you into a better position. Because that's all it takes, really. Like, right, I need to get rid of this habit, then I can elevate.
Yeah. I ain't paying for no books, man. Tell me to get up in the morning.
Or you can, but you just know you haven't got to change everything, last thing about you. Do you know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, you know when you need to stop. Like, when I was smoking and sniffing, I was like, yeah, I know I need to stop that. Like,
just basic stuff, though, innit? Like being aware of that stuff.
Sometimes it's simple. Like sometimes
always start with the basics, man.
Yeah.
Back to square one.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, I agree with that. To be fair.
I feel like that's the hardest start on any journey is to start.
Always.
And then the end. Because the start, between it, there's so much that happens you don't really remember.
And you're excited in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Like, things are starting to change a little bit.
Yeah, but at the start, you remember everything. You remember, like I said, that day, that's the last time I ever like looked at weed. That was the last time. Like, I remember that so good. Like, I couldn't tell you now how the end has.
Running through the binge.
At the start, I remember that because that was mad for me, and I was thinking, raw. I've actually I'm moving like a nitty now.
I'm in the bins.
Man's
in the bin.
Official nitty, you know.
I'm looking in the bins, bro.
No, but that's pain though, bro. Like, you going through stuff. Do you know what I mean? And like, that's where I think, like, that's a real hard moment. And I think people like often That's why people don't want to stop these things. And we're talking about weed, but this could be about anything in your life right now. Like if you're listening to this, listen, like you could be doing something that you know is self-destructive, and you're still doing it because you know it's you know it's hard. But that one decision that you think is the move, that's probably the move. Like you've heard the quotes like your success is on the other end of fear, and it actually is. Like it actually is, and I don't know the science behind it, but it works and it makes sense. But sometimes we think so much. So check this. Like often we set goals, and the reason why people get anxiety and depression around these things is because the distance between where we are and the goal is too big. So that's why it's so important to do small steps, because then you increase the probability of success.
Yes.
Because it's easier to get from here, like from one step to the next step, than one step to the end goal.
Right. Trying to jump it, don't work like that, man.
I'm with that still. I'm with that.
Yeah, small steps. Like again, it's come back to that.
And I think small steps make big steps eventually.
Of course.
But the thing is, all right, let me give you a question now. How do you think people should deal with failure? Because, would we even name it as failure, or do we name it as something else? Because I don't think I've ever failed at anything. I think that I've learned a lot, but I've never actually failed. I believe failing is when you've just completely just done. You're in your house and you're doing nothing. I feel like if you're still trying, you haven't failed. You've just took a lot of minor hurdles. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You've just been postponed from the success, but you haven't actually failed. I don't believe in the word failure, if I'm honest with you. But how do you think people should handle like losses or L's, as they say them? How do you think people can handle them?
Embrace it, bro. Like I said, I think if you stop looking at losses as like fail, like I said, failing is when you is when you stop trying, you say, fuck it, I quit. And fully scrap it off. But like if you're still going, like I said, like if you replace L, the word loss, with like a lesson, then maybe your mindset will change. Like all these lessons I learned, like a simple word change, all these lessons that I learned, because that's the only way you win. Like ain't no one out there like winning all the time without having go through losses. You have to lose. Like if you don't lose, like you can never level up like that. So I think just like erasing the mindset of like an L is a loss and I can't come back for it. I said an L is if me and Ray say, you know what, the podcast, look it off, done it. That's an L. Because like why?
You never know as well.
Why? Like isn't this too early? Like like there might be people out there who are like 5,000 episodes deep and still ain't popped yet.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
This is what we said. No,
5,000 episodes and they still ain't popped yet. But you have to remember why you started before you quit as well.
Yeah, I say that often. I say that you got to remember why you started. And like often, like to answer that question about failure as well, like we spoke about refining the word.
Change the word.
Like changing the word. And I think often like people think failure is rejection as well.
Yeah.
And like we have to expect failure. Like we are never gonna get everything right all the time,
Can't do it.
And I think it's important, as you said, to really take that failure on, but take the lesson from it. Like the reason why we get so caught up on what stops us moving forward is that fear of failure.
Always.
And if that's there, that fear of failure, that means because you haven't taken the lesson from what you failed at.
Yeah.
And like fear of failure is very detrimental to how you decide to move in your life, because that's what's going to guide you on how to move forward in whatever project or whatever walk of life you're doing. So I think there's like a good abbreviation of it, like first attempt in learning. And I quite like that. And sometimes like you're going to fail way more than once, like at something, and that's cool too. But I think it's just about learning, as you said, not giving up. The ultimate failure is not trying and like giving up.
That's it.
And I don't know, I think we give up too quick, to be honest. I think we give up way too quick. I
think that for me, I've never took an L, but what I have done is I've come against stumbling blocks in my way, and all I've focused in my mind whenever I come across this, and this is to anyone out there that is like facing a stumbling block. I don't call it an L, I call it a stumbling block. When you get to that stumbling block, when you get to it and you feel like I can't get past this, I want you to realize that the word impossible, if you take I and M out of it, what is it?
Simple, possible.
So that means that the word can't, if you take the T off the end, it becomes can. So now I want you to just, at the moment of that stumbling block, I want you to start thinking, how can I now advance in any way, any solution, even if it's the smallest solution, even if the solution is taking 2 steps backwards, because you need to take 10 steps forward. Don't matter, just do it. Because sometimes even in war, bro, you retreat. doesn't mean you've lost. It just means you've gone back to the drawing board to see what did we do wrong in that war so that we can win we lost that battle, but we lost the war.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes people, they get to that stumbling block and then they stumble over and then just like, it's like they don't know where to go from there. They're so focused on stumbling over and how they stumbled, this person sabotaged, that person sabotaged, this person, instead of actually thinking, how can I get past this? What solutions do I need to get? And that's why I said solution focused should be the only way that you have your mind set. If you want to be a successful person, you can't have a defeatist victim mindset. I'm a victim. Oh, look what happened. If it wasn't for this man, oh, he robbed me. Oh, he done that to me. But you know what I say, yeah? And look, I've just for information, there's something called public liability insurance. Maybe people don't know what that is. I'll just give you a little background on that. You need that for when you're running events, just in case something happens to someone, you're insured, yeah? I didn't know all this, right? I'm learning every month, or every day I'm learning new things. Yep. But also, it covers every single thing that I have in this room.
Yeah, nice.
So if anything is robbed in this room, just know that I've got public liability insurance up to £1 million to get it back. Oh, do people actually understand that there's nothing that is an L for you? Yeah. You can always bounce back from anything. Nothing can destroy you except yourself.
Pure bounce backs, man.
That mindset of, oh, I'm a failure. That in itself,
that's what's stopping you.
That's
it's dangerous as well.
You'll never be successful with that mindset. If you go into something, if, maybe, this, that, I don't go into anything like that. Do you know how I go into everything? When I do this, this is what's gonna happen.
When I
just show up. It's just showing up, innit? Like I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna give it 100%. Like sometimes I'm gonna take an L. Sometimes I'm gonna run with that. But I just wanna. By the way, I really wanna go on taking a step back because, like, for a long time, that's what stopped me moving forward because I had so much ego.
Right.
Because I didn't want to take that step back. So I had all the nice cars, all the nice clothes, and I wanted to maintain that social status I got. So I was putting myself in worse situations by trying to meet the expectations that people have me. Because people, George, he's got the nice this, he's got the nice that, he always well that. So I wanted to carry on meeting people's expectations, what they thought about me. Right. But actually, when I progressed the most was when I took a step back and look, I need to cut down on my expenses because if I do that, I can invest in this, I can do this. And now I've done that, and the results are crazy. So we shouldn't be letting our ego dictate how we decide to move. Like, if you need to move back because that could be a slingshot. Do you know, like when you pull back and you swing forward?
And to go forward.
And sometimes we need that, and we need to just drop those egos and stop letting people's expectation of us worry about what are they gonna think if I downgrade my car? What are they gonna think if I move out into my house into a smaller house? Like, forget that, man. Like, that's what's stopping you. Like, do you know what I mean? Who cares, isn't it? Yeah, like, do you, like, be happy. Like, I don't care if doing you is doing nothing. Like, if you're happy doing that, then that's cool. But if you're not, then you need to get up and you need to keep going. And like, as you said, like, you're gonna come. Like, if this is gonna fail, then it's gonna fail by giving 100% of my effort and dedication to it. Right. And then when I fail, I want to go back and do it again and make something.
We're not even failings, we're stumbling blocks.
Yeah, that's probably that is a better word.
Because I stumble, I don't fail.
Yeah, no,
failure
I
is
agree
when
with
I drop on my face and I'm just laying there and I'm just like, I'm not even doing this anymore. Yeah, that's failure to me.
You get up and you go again.
I've stumbled, I've tripped over, I've cut my arm here, I've got up and I've patched it up and I've kept running.
Go again.
I'm not gonna stop. And that's why I come with these words. I say every day. I want everyone in this room to always remember this. Every day, say positive affirmations of words of endearment to yourself. Okay, I'll tell you the word that I've been using for the last few months. Unstoppable. That's the word for me. Say whatever you want against me, I'm unstoppable. Do whatever you want against me, I'm unstoppable. The only way you're going to stop me is if the breath in my lungs stop. But you will not be able to stop me. You can hate on me, you can spread rumours, you can cuss me, you can say anything.
Don't matter though.
Bro, you can try and kill me, bro. I'm going to probably escape. Unless you're a really good hitman, then I'm gone. Then let's plan. I'm saying, I'm unstoppable until you do that to me. I'm not going to stop. And that's what I'm trying to say. You tell yourself these words, then you start to act on upon them. But that's also the flip side. If you start saying, I'm a failure, then you're going to become a failure. If you keep saying, I'm going to lose, you're going to lose. You can't win with that mindset. I'm not to say that sometimes the odds are just against you and you just ain't going to, it's not what's going to work out. But then take a step back, say, you know what, let me analyse this and see what another route. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going a route and every route, I remember one time I was trying to get over this bridge here to get into West London. and all the bridges were flooded. I don't remember if you remember this day. It just came raining one day and it was all flooded in London, like a few months back. I don't think you don't remember yet. But I was trying to get over the bridge and every bridge was flooded. I said, I'm finding a way, even if I have to jump in the River Thames and swim over. I had to drive far to like Westminster Bridge or something on that
Westminster Bridge,
and bro, I drove from like Victoria all the way there. I was like, bro, I'm so far just to get over the bridge so I can come back over. The traffic was crazy. I'm like 2 hours, 3 hours, but I got after I was so exhausted. I was like, you know, I've done a lot today, you know. And you know when you just feel exhausted, like think, why did I do that? I should just not even come over.
But you didn't want to take the stuff.
No,
you didn't want to accept it.
Nothing stop me.
I'm gonna get there.
It's and it's like the way you do, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. Like it becomes a habit. Do you know what I mean? And like showing up just become like that's how it is. And I think even with like that's why it's so important when we talk about like failure, or like stumbling blocks. But I do want to use the word failure for this because it will make sense. Like I think often like who people have around them and what they have in social media often dictates what failure is.
Yes.
And like when you have like people like influencers like showing off their Lambos and Ferraris and they say, oh, I've got so much this, I've got so much that, and you're absorbing that and you haven't got that, that's really going to start to pay dividends on the way that you think about success and the way that you think about life.
100%.
And it's going to start changing the way you move. So like I'd really be like mate, I feel on fire being around you two because like you've got that mindset. Like I'm going to go back out there and go even harder now because I've surrounded myself with some good people that are going to provide me with some sort of positive source. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But if you hang about with people that are draining that energy from you,
man,
you're going to go out there
holding you back.
You're going to go out there in the world and perform exactly in that way. And do you know what gives me the biggest motivation in the world? It's not visualization. It's not manifesting. There's two things. First thing's God. Second thing is I'm literally not going to give up. I'm peaceful.
Unstoppable. Yes.
Yeah, I'm peaceful. Like, I'm not going to give up. I'm at peace with that now. I'm good with that. And that's what gives me motivation because just like, I don't care the size of this man or the size of this man. I'm me and I'm going to go. I don't care. Like the size of you has nothing to do with my motivation. There's nothing to do with my height. I don't care if you've got a degree. I don't care if you've got better than Kai. I don't care if you've got 100,000 more followers than me.
What's that mean to me, man?
Like, that ain't going to stop me.
Yeah, right.
Like, do you know who I am, blood? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm here to get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm here to get it.
Gas yourself, man.
And you know what? That's cool. That's called good energy. Good energy now is transferring over to me. So now I'm hearing you say, so I'm like, yeah, I'm with you, George. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. But that's the right thing you just said was about surrounding yourself with the right people.
You have to.
And I'm a very big advocate that if you surround yourself with people that constantly talk about problems, then you will become a problem.
Yeah, you have to be.
You actually will. Like, it's inevitable. It's literally inevitable.
You will.
If you focus around solution-focused people that just want to make solutions and make the world a better place, like, you know, if you're in a charity, like, for people that want to, like, help, like, kids in, like, poor countries, all in your mind is that you want to help people, and then eventually you help people in poor countries. That's what happens. So if you put yourself around anything you surround yourself with will determine the results that you will get. So if you're around people that are on motivational, positive things, trying to better themselves, trying to do good with their life, then you will do that. Even if you're at the start of your journey, you're going to get there because mindset, like
it's key, man,
is more important than money and gold.
Yes.
And it's exposure as well. Like I'm really big on exposure. Like I've got a real problem with basically, like obviously like the media have got a lot to say about deprived areas and stuff like that.
Right.
And they're exposing deprived areas to more poverty, to more like less privilege. But then I believe that we are a product of our environment and our circumstance. But that is both positive and negative. So if you're surrounded by that, then you become that. But some people don't have an option. You know? Like some people don't have an option. So
born into it,
like, and like that. That's why some social media is so great because we can expose people to different environments and different things without actually having to do more. But like, I feel like when you surround yourself, like there's a certain thing that changes in your mind when you surround yourself with people that actually want to go out and get it. Even if it doesn't mean that you will change everything about you, it might just change the way that you start to think about something because, as I said, you'll start seeing the sort of results that they're getting. So like that's why I think like when we think about deprived areas and we think about that, it would be really like that's what I'm really passionate about, like exposing them to a different mindset, allow them to maybe stop seeing the things that they might see on a day to day that someone in another area might not see.
Facts. I understand what you're saying. Still.
I don't think I explained that very well.
No, you
I don't think I explained that very well.
I got what you're saying, bro.
But yeah,
I got you.
Man says everything, man.
If you, like I said, man, the more positivity you expose yourself to. See me, I lived a life of a lot of negativity for a lot of years, and I'm not afraid to say it. For like, you could say 70% of my life was just negative, bro. No word of a lie to you. Like, I'm sitting here now, and I'm trying. I have to wake up in the morning. I have to force myself to be positive. And now I understand why people troll. I understand why people want to say bad comments to people. It's a self-hate inside of yourself that makes you want to propagate that on other people. But when you're at peace with yourself and when you love yourself and you love everything
that's
around
it.
you, the only thing you want to do is help others to propel. I love seeing others in good positions. That's my little thing in life. It's my thing. Even if the person doesn't even appreciate it, I don't even care. I just want to know that I had a positive impact on your life.
Right.
That's my mindset when I wake up every day. And because of that mindset, it's like all I've ever done is meet great people that have always been great people around me. And even you might not see people, they look at everything as what have you got from this? And I tell you what I've got. I've got peace of mind. Knowing that I've helped others propel in something.
And it hasn't cost you any success. And this is what people think. Like, people think like, oh yeah, I can't big up my man's success because otherwise I can't be successful.
Freaking how?
Like, we can all be lit. Like, we
it's
can
not hard.
be successful.
Everybody can eat, man.
And, yeah, like everyone can eat. Like, so I'm gonna big up you and big up you and big up you because that's got nothing to do
with what I'm doing.
And my success, even if it's the exact same thing.
But that comes down to self-love, bro.
It does, bro.
You love yourself enough that you big up other people. It's not that you have to put man down because you don't see the benefit in that. You see it in your self-love, so you can spread it. But if you have hate in you, all you're gonna do is spread it. Think about it. It's the same paradigm. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important that as people, we start to like uplift others and want to help others, because by helping others, you're actually helping yourself without you even realizing it. And that's why people should always put it as a goal that I think everyone should have a task that they do for themselves, but something that they do for someone unconditional with no reward. So they don't ask the person for no thank you or no reward. They just do it for the sake of just doing it.
Your own kindness, yeah.
Makes sense, because that helps your soul to go to sleep at night.
It's true.
And even if people don't even remember you in years to come, you can just look at them and be like, I remember when I helped you get a CSCS card. I remember when I helped you get married. I remember I've done so much things to people, and I know that they probably in their mind don't even remember what I've done, but it doesn't matter to me.
It's for you, innit?
Does it make sense? Because it's me inside. I feel good.
Right.
Forget what he feels and what this person says. Oh, but remember, because I went to my mum once and I asked my mum a question. Yeah, I said, Mum, because back in the day, my mum used to basically, we're Jamaicans. Yeah, people that used to come from Jamaica, my mum used to help people get their, like, come over. Like, they would say, oh, they're staying with my mum. Yeah. Because then you could stay longer in the country back in the day, yeah. And then she'd help them to stay over here. But then these people would get their own place and then forget my mum. So I said to my mum, look what people you helped, man. Look all these people you helped.
For what?
And look at them, look how they treated you. She looked at me and said, son, I never helped them for them. I helped them for me. My soul's at peace at night. Maybe they can't sleep because of the stuff that they've done to people. I go to bed and I rest my head, good son. You see that sleep you see me after? That was one of the best sleeps I ever had. I looked at her, I said, you know what, mum? You just educated me on something again. You just taught me a lesson of life, and you didn't realize that I'm gonna be on my podcast 10 years later saying what you just taught me.
Yeah.
That's bars as well. Like, that's, I think you should even maybe say it again. I think you should even summarize.
Mum gave me bars.
Yeah, shout out Mumsy on that one.
Mummy Dukes, bro. She taught me some stuff, and she didn't realize that she was teaching me life lessons that I'm gonna live with and propagate to the world. She didn't even realize the power and impact she had on me.
So this one's for the parents out there that's listening. You know what I mean? You got educate. Like, you'd be surprised what kids pick up in that, though, innit? Like, you'd be surprised what.
That one lesson there, because I was so surprised, because like this person, that person, I was moaning about everyone, and me, I'm just like,
well, because you thought at the time that it was about receiving.
Yeah.
And she was saying, nah.
Right, yes, for me, yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like giving,
look at the impact that had on my life now. I've came to the point in my life where I start saying, you know what? I'm giving to everyone now.
Right.
Regardless if they don't like, even if people say, oh, like, why are you helping that person, helping this person? And in my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm not helping them for them. I go to bed, you know, I sleep like a baby in the night. Let me put my head on my pillow. I'm asleep. I don't have to. Some people are up here and they're stressed because they know they've done this to that person, that to that person. They're stressed out because they've done so much evil to people. I'm going to bed because I've done so much good to people.
Right.
There's a difference.
That's
I go to bed
peace.
with peace. I don't
Peace.
go to bed with hate. I don't hate no one. I even say that in everything I say. Even if me and you are fella, I hate nobody. I haven't hate in my heart for no one. I don't care who you are, what you've done to me. I have no hate in my heart for you. I don't walk around with letting someone have that much power over me. Like,
Nah,
you
can't.
So why are you letting people have power over you, son? Let go of hate. I never. My mom's taught me bare lessons.
Mate, you need to get home.
Shout out to Mumsy, man.
You need to get home.
Shout out to Mummy podcast.
Yeah. I feel like
Mummy and son podcast. That might be lit.
Yeah, I reckon you should. And also, like,
Queens.
I think, like, you're literally a living example of you never know who's watching when you do stuff like that.
Never know.
Like, so, like, that's like
Never know.
generational, like, knowledge and education.
Future bars, isn't it?
Yeah, like, we need to be thinking about that. Like, you never know who's watching. So when you're putting someone down, you never know who's watching. When you're bigging someone up,
That's
you never know
true.
who's watching. And like that's, you said, that's good for the soul, man. That's good.
Yeah, man, my soul feels clean after them things, man. And I just like to say that, you know, sometimes the lessons that you learn when you're younger, you should take them on into your older life. Don't belittle things that you learn as lessons, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
Like lessons. We're not even talking about L's, we're just talking about just general lessons that you've learned through life. Like still make them apply to your life now. And, you know what I'm saying? Let that be what you live by, not what everybody else tells you what to live by. You know, because you learn things when you're younger and you don't realise how important they're going to be later on in your life.
Of course.
I learned so much when I was younger, but I didn't realise that I was even being taught.
Yeah, you
like
wouldn't.
Unspoken words, you know. They didn't say, all right, today I'm going to teach you about this. It wasn't even like that. It was just like behaviours, ask questions, get answers. Wow, I've learnt so much. You didn't even realise it. And I'm rolling with this now for the rest of my life. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Mummy Dukes.
Yeah, 100%.
Mumsy got bars for days, isn't it? Wise and that, they just know. But it's funny because like when you're young, like you're not trying to hear that. Like, oh, shut up, man. But then when you get older, it also starts to make sense. It clicks, innit?
It's the realest.
Yeah, it just clicks. It all makes sense, and some things really do come with age, you know. Like, and because I think obviously, like you have to expect a young person to be ignorant because their mind's not there. But when you level up, you think, man, I was so like so immature. But as you age for the years, you're like, damn, that all made sense. Like, like my dad, uncle, brothers, all them bars are hitting now. When you're hungry, you're not trying to hear what they're saying. You're not trying to hear what they're saying. Oh, I'm thinking, well, man.
You're just like, I wish you told me that years ago.
Yeah.
I did. I did say.
I can't tell you.
Mind didn't even.
But the mind development isn't there though. When you're, so if a person who's, I think it will go back to us saying about growth though. Someone who's 15 cannot possibly have the mind of someone who's 25.
Yeah.
You have to get there. So and then when you're 25, then 35, it's like you can always look back at that 10-year cycle and think, man, I didn't know nothing back then. When you look back, you think, now I think, man, 10 years ago, I didn't know shit. So everything you know now, imagine that 10 years ago, like you thought you was the man. But now you've grown 10 years later, you think, I wasn't the man at all, boy. I didn't know nothing.
100%.
I thought I knew something.
Like, mate, I feel like I'm going to look back in 10 years and think that now.
I'm saying, you would. No, you would.
I genuinely
No,
feel
you
like
will. No, but you will. Because like, trust me, a 10-year process here, like you level up differently. Like that sort of, that milestone is mad, bro. You look back, you think, man, every time I thought I knew shit, I didn't know anything, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I think I always look to older men like 60, 70, because I look at them and like, like, they know so much shit. I'm willing to listen. Like I want to see what the game they can give me. Because I know, like being through life, and you know what, like, you know, if I go to a family function or whatever, it's like, uncle, what's going on? Like, oh yeah, sit down. You got to listen to them and you think, oh, this is dead. But when they're talking, trust me, like everything from, uncle might tell you about diet, his women, trust me, when he's telling you this, he's lived it. He's lived the whole movie. You're thinking, no, I got this. 10 years later, you're saying them same bars like to your nephew, to your son. So yeah, it's like a constant cycle of just
we underestimate that.
We do, innit?
We do. Like,
elders' advice.
Yeah, because life experience is so key. And like
massive.
the other thing, like I think I'm just going off topic.
Yeah,
it's just going to my head now.
Yeah,
like I think we proper underestimate living. Like how much hope we should get if we wake up in the morning. It's
a blessing,
there's
isn't
an
it?
opportunity.
Yeah, another day.
Change. There's an opportunity to change.
Yeah,
and like some people don't get that opportunity, and I don't take that for granted. Like,
it's true,
like just getting up in the morning. Like I'm 28 years old, and I'm thinking like there's a lot of people around my age. I'm seeing like memes about, oh yeah, like I'm getting to 30, I'm getting old. It's like 30.
Are you mad? 30,
mad?
so stupid, isn't it?
Like you're like. Mate, I'll be honest, like, I'm going to be like 60 and feel young.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to 60 and look young.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
feel young,
feel young.
still drippy saucy.
Because like, that's like, people like, nowadays they're like, yeah, when you're 30, you should have a wife, everything figured out.
To who?
But it's like, well, yeah, that's when life expectancy was 45.
Yeah.
Like now, life expectancy's doubled that. So like, you don't have to have everything figured out like by your 30 or by your 40. Like, and also like 40 is young. Do you know what I mean? 40.
Yeah, I know, but,
young.
but it's this new age that think, oh yeah, like if you're over a certain age, you're old. You think it old? Are you mad?
Like that's why
30 old, you know, bruh.
it's so young. Like
30 is nothing.
40, like 30's young, 40's up, bro. If you're 40, you got at least on average life expectancy another 40 years. 40 years.
Another 40.
Having a knowledge of 40, or another 40 years that you just lived.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's blessings.
Come on, man.
Like, and I just think like we need, like as I said, I feel like if you wake up in the morning, that's blessed. That
Another
means that there's
chance.
an opportunity. Yeah, you got another chance.
to
You got
do
another
something.
way to do something different, to change your life, to change the life of others, or even if you've been a dickhead your whole life, you can change.
Just in one day, you know.
In one day, or even like you can begin that change in one day.
Yeah, flip it on his head, innit?
Go and say good morning to someone. Small steps.
I swear to God, you know, it's just bad. Yeah, I remember when I was bare ill. Yeah, I got like pneumonia. Yeah, fam, I was stiff up on the table. Yeah, couldn't move. Yeah, I remember like the time the clock was ticking, but it's like it weren't moving. I was spaced on like 12-hour drip. Like I was fucked up. Yeah, and at that point, I swear down. After my second day now, I swear down. Yeah, like I feel like I was on my deathbed. You know, the only thing I valued then. Yeah. All the nurses and people coming and checking on me, checking my vitals. I was just thinking, you know what? I appreciate kindness. When I was bare ill, kindness just made sense to me. I couldn't believe how much.
That's bars.
I couldn't believe how much I just respected the idea of just being kind. And even though it was their job, I'm like, but without your aid and your care, man, we'll be fucked up. Yeah. And after that point, I started doing bare gestures for people, just off the strength for that. Because like humbling experiences like that just have you moving different. And for me, obviously, like I'm not saying you have to get ill. But like
some people, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to. But like,
But sometimes, like as you said, like we can't take that for granted. Like
I swear that,
often
bro.
that's when we value health when we lose it.
Facts.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like people have to like break their back to realise that actually it's really cool that I can walk every day. Like
basic things, innit?
Like yeah, and I think like once we start valuing. Like, I've got to a point where I'm getting up in the mornings and as long as everyone in my house is fit and healthy, man's got a smile on his face and I'm going out, going in because I've got them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've still got them. They're still here and I'm grateful for that, man. Like, because life can turn at any point and I don't want to be that guy that goes or even just thinks, like, I took granted of that. Like, I took granted that they weren't there. Like, that they were there.
But back to that point where you just said about kindness, yeah. It's funny that you even mentioned that because last week Friday, I was on live, on my TikTok, and I was moving mad. And then my mum just walked in, and I said, "Oh, my mum's here." I was at my mum's house, and I just went around to see her quick. And she's there, and she's like, "Son, be kind to people." And you see, like I said, everything my mum tells me.
Your mum's actually so sick.
I try to remember everything my mum tells me. I try to remember everything like she tells me. So when she says something to me, like I just look at it like it's some divine revelation.
Yeah, mumsy talking.
Intervention.
Yeah,
mumsy talking.
Deep, like, she's
the
deep,
spirit.
like, bro, I'm telling you, my mum's deep.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, like, if I started to get into how deep my mum is, you lot would be scared right now. But my mum said, just be kind, son. And all week I've said, you know, how can I be kinder to people? I need to be a little bit more kinder. Maybe my mum knows me better than I know myself.
Yeah, they do.
Like, you know your parents, they know you. They
Trust
know,
me,
like,
my mum knows me more than me.
Trust me. She just knows you. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, be kind, son, be kind. And all week I've just been kind to people. And I've just seen that everybody's just been soft and just like, I'm winning. Like, it doesn't matter what happens, I'm winning. Like, a man bumped into me yesterday and then he dropped my food, and he looked at me and said, and I'm saying, you know what?
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
And then in my mind, I felt at peace, like, because usually I'd have been like, bruv, what are you doing? It'd have been a madness.
But ain't worth it.
But in my mind, I remember my mum's words, like, be kind.
But that's so sick.
It's not worth it, man.
Be kind. That's all I was getting from my head. Be kind.
As you get older as well, I ain't got time.
I want to be kind, I'm being honest.
I haven't got time as you get older.
And also, like, I think kindness in business is underappreciated as well. Like, I think there's just something about it's just nice, like, just, like, I think it's cool to be nice. Like, it's cool to be kind. Like, you think you're bad because you just mugged off a delivery driver, or you think you're bad because you got out of a car out of traffic, like
little things.
Mate, that's silly.
Like,
and I have done that, by the way. like not recently.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Like, but it's actually cost me a lot more than it's cost them.
No, you know what, but I think, you know what, yeah, like, this is how I know giving is better than receiving, yeah? Because I know for a fact that if I go and see my nieces or whatever, and they were sitting there, and I surprise them with McDonald's, their face is going to light up, you know?
Ah, sick.
Little thing like that, you know, like that.
Example.
You walk in there, and you see them, oh, right, and they're all there, like, McDonald's, whatever, and it's like that moment, yeah, like you feel like just king, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you made them all happy, and that moment is hard to top in terms of someone giving you something. Like, yeah, like, it's like, so like...
It can be embarrassing sometimes, give it like...
That level of jubilation, fam. You like, you know what, you give it to them, you know. So right now, obviously, if someone goes, oh yeah, like, fam, even me, I'm not gonna lie, like, I like chocolate, innit? If someone comes through and give me like a Twix bar, but I'll get bare gas. Say safe, bro.
Yeah,
it sounds so simple,
yeah.
but obviously because I respect the fact that, you know, okay, like, he thought about me.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, niece and nephew, like, you go in there with gifts or surprise them, whatever. Like, oh, uncle, that energy is mad.
Yeah.
Like, when you get it from them,
and
it's mad, innit?
It's special, man.
Yeah,
special. Do you know what I mean?
real,
Like,
it is.
like, just that feeling of knowing that you made someone's day a little bit nicer or much nicer. And you never know what someone's going through.
Never.
Like, and I always try to do that when I'm out and around or something, just like say good morning to someone. I might have been the only person that spoke to them.
Little things like that, innit? Little things like that. You wouldn't even think.
No, I just think that's like really important. To be kind, innit? Do you know what I mean? There's nothing. It's good. It's a good thing to be doing. It's a good practice.
No, yeah,
and ultimately, it will make the world a better place. Like, some people just come to this world, throw rubbish all over it, and then die. So all you've done is just... No, but it's true, though, innit? You just litter this world, not physically, like, you litter this world with your ways and your words, and then
zero contributions.
People up, and then you just die, then cool.
I think that's the worst way to go, man. I feel like everyone should die with a legacy, man. Whatever that legacy be.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Whether you're a man of 20 kids, whether you're a man of a one wife, whether you're a man of a little company you started,
anything,
die with some sort of legacy that your grandkids could look back and say,
straight,
my granddad or my grandma,
you know, that's sick, innit?
What they used to do,
yeah.
And I'm
never met you,
yeah, like, and I heard he was great, you know. I heard he used to do this.
Yeah,
I
want that.
Yeah, I went on YouTube and I was watching the video of him speaking, and I was like, bro, that's my granddad, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's sick, innit, to hear that.
That's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you should have a legacy. I don't feel like, because everybody in the past kind of had a legacy, you know. Really think about it. Like, we still read books of people back in the day, Napoleon,
100 years ago.
You know what I'm saying? Henry Ford. All these people, they've died, but their legacy still lives on. You know what I'm saying? So
for real,
I feel like you should always want to leave a legacy by just doing evil to people and leaving litter on a planet of bad vibes and bad energy. Like, what's your real legacy gonna be known for? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say to people, man, kindness is important.
It's massive, man.
I'm still learning, man. I'll be real.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm still learning, man.
Yeah,
I'm still
me too.
learning. I'm not perfect, man. I might say kindness now, and then 10 minutes later, I'm cussing
Going
someone
crazy.
online.
Jumping out of traffic. Probably be me on the way back to Surrey.
But at least you're aware, though. You know, it's mad when you said that about making someone's day. Do you know that amount of people that literally come work and go back home to some lonely flat, it's just them, like with a pot noodle, fam. Imagine, or you wouldn't even know. Like, but so like when they come to work, they're so active because that is all they got. Yeah. Like, and I'm talking even high rollers don't have friends.
Yeah.
Like people in the city, I don't know, 4 or 5 bags a week, fam. They got no one.
Yeah.
And that's why they're always turning up.
Yeah.
Like going out on weekends and they got no one. You think raw, like, so then like someone you might say, yeah, like what's going on? I'm going for yeah, make sure. You think, damn, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking like you got it. Yeah. And it ain't even like that. Just basic friendships. It
means nothing. Does
it don't mean none.
Money
bro.
doesn't mean really. Even, like, don't get me wrong. I want money.
100%.
Chasing it, but listen, ultimately it does mean absolutely nothing. It shouldn't cost your peace or your happiness, at least.
Nah. Yeah, I'm not going at that.
I beg differ. Depends how much the price is. I'm real with you. You like talk about 100 million, bro. I'll take a little segment.
Yeah, so if I said to you 100 mil and you go mug every single person off, like just treat them badly,
and then being alone and just by yourself with the money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a mad one, you know.
Like you're
trust me,
thinking,
you wouldn't.
You're thinking 100 mil and go give it to everywhere. You're probably thinking like be kind with it, like.
Yeah.
But
I'll do the little mugging off, and then after I'll give everyone a piece of the cake. You know what I'm saying? Take everyone shopping.
Mugging them off and then break some bread.
I always thought if I made $1 million, I'll take everybody that I know shopping. It'll be like the maddest.
It'll be lit, innit?
I will take the bro. You
the
see
gang
so
shopping
with me. It'll be mad. You see little kids. You see homeless. You was thinking, bro, where you going on that Selfridges? And you see him pull up with 100 people, I'll be like, yeah, these are my people.
The gang shopping, you know.
Yeah. I buy like a coach, everyone's following me and we're just going shopping.
But how sick would it be? Like I was sick. Like the other day, a few months ago, someone was like, I was going to my holiday's been cancelled because of sorry, I can't go on holiday because I cancelled because I can't afford it because I want to get this particular health treatment. And I was just thinking, you see, if I was in this financial space right now, I'm paying you for you to go on your holiday. Like I just love little things like. Love to be able to change it like that.
I mean, obviously, of course, financial comfort, financial freedom is a goal we all aspire to. But I'm saying money can never be the all and be all in regards to how I live my life.
There's got to be more.
There's got to be more. Because, like, why do you think so many billionaires become philanthropists and start charities and foundations? Because there has to be more. So, like, you have to, like, once you get the money, it's like, right, now what do I do? I've got the car, the house, the boat. What? There's how do I live beyond this?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to start doing charities. I want to start doing, I don't know, marathons, cancer research. I want to put money because like life starts to open up. See, like when you're broke, you want money, but when you got the money, you're like, damn. Like, you know, like, should I open a leisure centre, a wellness centre? Should I open it? Because you start to look for things. I quite
enjoy the chase as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Get in the bag, innit?
Yeah, I think there's something about like really enjoying.
Get in the bag, man.
Yeah, like actually, I'm building your character through that.
Right.
Like, because I think Stephen Bartlett said it once, like when he sold his company for 300 million, it was the most depressing time of his life because he really enjoyed the process.
That's mad, isn't it?
To that point.
And now it's just
mil or two or however much it was.
He sold it and you're thinking, right, now I'm at that point, you thought, oh yeah, winning. He was like, no, I'm not. It was just, I've got everything.
Yeah.
Where's my purpose now?
Yeah.
Like, was that it? Like,
and I think we take granted that.
Yeah, I think the process and like the journey like is definitely the most exciting part of the actual run. Because if it gets to the end, then you're just like, well, that's it. Because a lot of people think, right, like, what's the next venture? The next because they need something to keep them going. Yeah. They can't just stop at that and think because it's no longer about the money. The moment you got the bag, it's like next project. You know, like the next thing I'm doing, because I think like every time like you start a new venture, like you learn different skills and meet different people. Straight. Do you know what I mean? And then you sort of just like expand and just realize that there's so much things to life, and money can take it anywhere, man. Like that's why a lot of them end up like wanting to go to space and shit, because like they did everything. This is like, what do I do now?
It's true. Like, that's why it needs to be more than just that end result of financial gain.
Yeah.
Because but if I had a spaceship though, would you like come with me on my spaceship though?
A spaceship?
Where would you go? What, straight to the moon, or would you go?
Yeah, where you going?
I would go to the moon. Like I would like to.
I would like to go to the moon.
Fly up in the air. Are you on it?
Or like just outside the atmosphere.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I want to do that.
Cool.
I want to do that because like how much people like gonna say they've ever did that?
Yeah.
And outside atmosphere is a mad thought, you know.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. I'd love.
That's a mad thought, you know.
Even like, imagine looking back at the world.
I can't. No, I can't. I can't imagine that. I can't. Looking at our planet we live on and then get back in the atmosphere. It's quite scary, you know.
Yeah,
to look at where you come from. That's nuts. Leaving the atmosphere, bro. Looking back at that's my planet, and you go back into it. No, that's mad. Like, I can't even fathom that.
Like, you know, I've always had this weird thought of I don't like the sea very much. But I'd love to know what goes on there, like 24 hours.
A whole nother world down there, bro.
Like that's what I mean.
There's a whole nother world in the sea, you know.
Bro, the sea is so incredible.
It's fucked.
See me, I'm one of them.
I'm
one of them David Attenborough kind of guys.
100%.
You catch me in my house here watching the Line programs like.
What's going on?
This is how you lot roll, yeah?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's true, bro.
Okay, so this is what goes on in the jungle.
Mad.
Bro, this little ant here, if it wasn't for this, this would be fertile, then everything.
Right, yeah, little bit.
That is mad.
Yeah,
I'll be sitting there like confused. Like when it rains, how they captured it. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. When I watch the sea program, bro, they can't go to the bottom of the sea.
No, it can't.
There's no air. There's no air.
The pressure's too much.
The pressure's too much.
You can't go there.
It gets darker no matter what.
It's pitch
Even
black.
if you have a light on it, the light will actually dim out because it's
no way.
You can't actually.
No, he's not lying.
I think they tried, but it hasn't happened. They dropped some proper mad thing, and it was just dropping for long, and it hit the bottom of the thing.
Man,
and then all kinds of different like animals, like different type of like fishes and things that they never even knew about was at the bottom.
Even the rocks,
mad fishes.
Even the rocks, bro, they're alive.
Yeah,
Rocks.
Yeah,
do you know
rocks.
There's something else.
They look like rocks.
Yeah, like they're
mad creatures.
Yeah, even like I know what you're talking about. It's these things. They got like these they're organisms basically. The organisms,
Right.
organisms that people have to eat, that some fish eat on to actually get life and go and get eaten by another fish.
It's mad, isn't
It's got
it?
its own like food chain, man. It's crazy,
It's
man. When I was watching that
fucked,
show, I was like, what?
Yeah, or even like, bro, like the jungle, like what, mate? That's what I mean. We're such a small part of this world, like humans.
Yeah.
Like when you think about what actually goes on out there.
The actual jungle is savage. Everyone is just like Call of Duty free for all. Like it's
I think
mad, you
you're
know.
right. No,
Anybody
I
can
think
get it, bruv.
Yeah, no, bro.
It's
like,
really
I actually
wild.
think you're right. Like it is wild,
Bro,
Like,
anyone can get headshot, fam.
That's got to be.
Anyone can get headshot.
Anyone can get it. That's got to be the name of
Bruv.
it. That's got to be.
Bruv, anyone can get headshot, yeah, and from any corner. And the worst thing is, yeah, I watch documentaries, yeah, where 3 animals have fucked up each other in different space, like the same time at different areas. Like, so an eagle got fucked up, then a wolf got fucked. Like, I'm like, that's mad, and they just keep pushing. It never stops. The wild is wild.
Yeah, that's
like it goes off in the wild, you know.
Wild West.
Everyone's catching bodies in the wild, brother. And the way it's funny because we're at home thinking, oh, that's fucked up. Like intervene. It don't work like that. You can't intervene with life and nature, bro. That's the animal. That's the animal cycle. You can't like save that animal from dying. It doesn't work.
I'm sorry, like,
it doesn't work like that.
I know we're speaking about
You can't.
Nature do its
You have to.
Yeah, keep kindness with humans. Like
You can't intervene, bro.
Like, nah.
It don't work.
Like even like, bro, I was watching something the other day, and there was like an elephant, like a gorilla, and there was something else. And the mad thing was, they were like, I think it was David Attenborough or something. They were like, they're all on guard. I was like,
They are. No, they are, though.
On edge. They're just looking at each
they
other,
are.
all like on, like
They're all waiting for that.
Yeah, like waiting
That
for
little move,
moment
that move.
Yeah, someone's gonna happen. And I was like, crazy. And we're like driving about, and people are like, yeah, you can come out the junction, all like kind of nice and that. The jungle, everyone's just sitting there pranked, you know what I mean?
Bro, David Attenborough's a legend. I love when he's talking, saying, like, you know, the lion is sort of like wait for his prey, yeah. No, the cheetah, and then it'll be low in the bushes, like some high bush, it'll be low with it. And then the little deer is like looking around, like, it knows it's there, but it can't see it. It's fucked. It's bare paro. And the cheetah, like, cheetah goes like that, yeah. And it pounces out, but the thing's bare fast. It starts licking all 60 miles an hour. Yeah, they're thinking, and the hunter's on. Vicky, this is lit. You're like, this is sick. This is sick.
I know. We got to do a show when we're doing a reaction.
It's hard.
Brother, I would be in stitches.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Right now.
It's hard.
I watch them things, yeah, with the maddest. I'm like,
intensely, innit?
I'm like, wow, that wolf is in the snow, bro. They were showing a wolf in the snow.
Yeah, I see that
wolf
one.
was in the snow.
Yes, I seen that one.
When the animal came out, it jumped out the snow.
Yeah,
and I
mad,
was
is
like, man went under the snow and hid. That is mad. He's a sniper, blood.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually a sniper. Who does that?
Them tactics there.
Bro, who hides under snow and it's all white all over you, then waits for the prey to come out, then jumps out the snow, and this jump was so sick, it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
that's some proper nice jump.
NBA, it's like NBA. My Jordan
proper
jump.
That was 23s, bro.
That's
Jordan
done.
23s. Man, the Jordan 23s on, bro.
Like, mate, it's mad. Did you ever see that lizard one?
The lizard.
I've seen everyone.
Like, do you know the one where the lizard's getting chased and he's just like
In the sand.
running across?
Yeah, the sand.
Oh, mate,
That's mad.
was crazy.
That the spiders, everything. I think that even one day I was watching it about the frogs here. There was a frog that doesn't actually go underwater, bro.
See, he's
the
mad.
frog dropped from the leaf up there. It landed on the water and it was floating.
See.
It just didn't go underwater.
See,
Like the leaf,
all them mad things there.
bro. It was just like I was like, what? What are you talking about? How does it? And it was running on water. I said, no way am I seeing this. This is not real. This is not real. I said, these guys are doing camera tricks. The guy's like, this is a special type of frog.
Yeah.
This type of frog is prey.
Now, what the fuck is he talking about?
And I was like, wow.
How, innit?
This is mad.
How they know this stuff?
Yeah, but I'm not lying, man. David Attenborough, big up David Attenborough.
Yeah.
Need to get you on the scene. Trust me, brother.
Yeah.
Man, them tagged him right now. David Attenborough tagged him. I need him on my show right now. I need to ask him about how he went around the world because that is his job's been one of the
It's sick. Around the world, like studying animals is mad.
Hey, he's sick. He's a sick guy.
Animal
His
life.
life is different, you know.
It's
Like,
100%.
Imagine the things that he's seen and the cultures that he's been in.
Ridiculous.
Mad.
Yeah, it literally is.
That's life himself, innit?
He must have bare knowledge just in general.
Ridiculous.
So much
Ridiculous.
Man will start telling you, do you know why you like this kind of food?
Yeah.
Bro,
Rare things.
Oi.
The fishes of the sea, their bellies.
Yes, the sounds.
Difference in you. You're like, what?
I mean,
But it all makes sense. Like, when he's telling you, like, you know what makes sense, you know? Like, when he tells you, you're thinking, that makes sense, fam. Even back in the day, fam, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, no cat, fam. You know, like, way when I was young, yeah, I used to be fascinated with chameleons, fam. Yeah, like to a point where I call myself a young chameleon, fam. I'm mad, you know. I know, fam. I used to be fascinated, bro. Because I'll never forget this chameleon was just hanging on some tree thing, yeah. And the prey was coming and it blended, yeah. And the predator just walked by. I was like, my Donny, fam. It just blended in. I was like, I'm a young chameleon from this day. Nobody can. I'm gonna merge to everything. I used to be moving mad when I was younger. That's how I knew it, yeah.
I can imagine you right now, yeah. Man's got the brown and beautiful. And the trees there, man, just like this. Man, them are walking past and they're like, you're out here. You're like, you can't see me, bro. You can't see me, bro.
No, but it's just mad how it's like
crazy. It has to think like
its body, any background, yellow, blue, it just does it. Its eyes, everything go like that. I'm like, I'm young chameleon from this day.
When you get him on, ask him.
Oh, hey.
I'm tagging him.
I think that's like a survival tactic. I think they've learned how to survive.
But that's nuts. Blend it to anything.
They even got another tactic when they drop their tail and they run.
Yeah, bro. What? That is mad.
They drop their tail. So you go to eat the tail and then the tail can just drop off and it grows it back. It's all mad. I don't know
thinking how the fuck,
bro. It baffles me. Like I was at some zoo once. And there was these silverback gorillas, yeah? And there's this bird flew onto their little island bit, and this gorilla just started going like that, like just
what to the bird,
like shooing it away.
Thinking
and I was like,
yes,
like what? Like they think about stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's mad. Like they just think about stuff.
Man didn't think of killing him. I thought, I move away, man.
Yeah,
away, man. Like, I will do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you see that anywhere. Like
sick with it.
Yeah, no, animals obviously don't have a human conscious mind, but they think, sort of they have some sort of conscious about just how to do things, like whether it's just help it. Yeah, like they all sort of intertwine with each other in a way. Like have you noticed animals like respect other herds and that? Like no, we can't go over there. They know what they don't like. They know what's up. We're not going over there, bro. Them not on smoke. Allow it. Them not on stuff. I'm not going over there. They know, bro. And if one of the like cubs runs loose, then they run over. No, come back because they know it's danger over there. But it's kind of like life. Like certain areas, not like we can't go there, but you know if danger's over there or likelihood, like allow it. It's not about being scared, it's just knowing I don't want that problem right now. I'm cool over here with my people. I don't want that problem. It's like, you know, like there's no need to try to act like a hero, bro. It's like, it's cool. Like, I respect my choice in my area. Like, you do that over there. And then, you know what I mean? Like we can all live in peace. But the moment you cross borders and barriers, that's when you know it's going to be mad.
Smoke.
Like, bruv, you have to. The wild is the wild.
David Attenborough, he actually explains what's actually going on.
That's what I'm saying, fully.
Like, man talks like he is the animal.
Yeah.
Bro, that is crazy, bro. That's what gets me, Zach. The reptile right now is thinking about how he's going to get his prey.
The exact thing.
He doesn't understand how he's going to get him.
Yeah.
This animal is very unsuspected on what he's about to do. So watch how he creeps. He's going to chameleon. And you want to watch
his exact thought.
Bro, this is like on edge.
Yeah, this exact thought.
Like, what is going on?
I feel like David Attenborough, you can not even understand English and just enjoy listening to my man.
You're just gonna love it. You're just gonna love it.
Like he's so chilled and he's like, as you said, he just turns into the.
And that voice as well, bro.
The voice is very like I don't. It's kind of rusty. I don't know. It's kind of a strange voice, bro. Like a perfect narrating voice.
Yeah, literally.
Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the way he talks.
Let me find. Look, David Attenborough.
Go on, run it. I swear down.
Look, watch.
Go on. What's this? The top fried. What's I say? Top five moments.
Top 5 moments. Watch.
Fam, his voice is legendary. It's all rustic and husky and that's mad.
There are other whales here.
Okay, it's mad.
Man started straight.
The other way. Instant.
Bro,
Instant.
That sounded like beef, bro.
Innit? Other whales here. The first clip. That's the first thing.
Bro, man didn't even give us a second, you know. Look.
He just knows, innit?
There are other whales here too.
You fool, what you on?
Killers.
What?
What did I tell you?
Quick.
What did I tell you?
Quick.
He's a flipping G. You know what he said?
Quick.
There's other whales here.
Quick. Killers. He's not fucking around. He's not in the game.
He knows that these whales are mad.
Yeah.
Man, he all nude.
Imagine being there. Imagine being where looking at that.
Bro.
Man, imagine being there.
Bro, that's the next level, bro.
Killers.
This is an extended family of mothers and their young. And a male with a huge dorsal fin, almost 2 meters high.
Whoa.
Taller than me, fam.
So they look nice though.
Killer whales and that,
He said
man.
he killer whales, bro.
Yeah, killers.
Attacking herds too.
Minke whale.
The good music. They get gas.
This guy's crazy. It's actually crazy. I don't think anyone can actually narrate like David Attenborough, bro. He's actually a legend, bro. Shout out to David Attenborough for the childhood moments, bro. Because you know that guy's been doing stuff since we were in children. We just
Must have
never
been.
thought it. You know that?
Must have been.
Shit.
All our children programs, you know them little wildlife programs come on a Sunday when everyone's in the house, and then like someone just turns the channel and it's Planet Earth, and you just see this. He's the guy doing it for all these years.
Imagine if someone that was to narrate human life like that, seeing us how we move. That'd be mad, innit? That'd be mad, bro. That would be mad.
So these road youths have seen now watch how they approach them.
Do you know what I mean?
He's going to go and get his Zanko.
Yeah.
Zanko is a very
Yeah.
long knife that is used for killing.
Yeah.
They stick this usually through the chest.
Narrate
and
it.
come out the back. So be very careful.
Imagine.
As he approaches the gang.
And imagine, it would be. No, seriously, it would be.
You give me a sick idea now.
Narrating sort of like a situation like that, like a group just thinking, that it's about to pop off, and we narrating it, thinking that's mad, because obviously the animal kingdom, like we're all animals, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like
100%.
for how we move and that, like it's not too far off how they move, you know.
Nah, it's
Killers and turf, and you know what I mean. Certain areas you got to protect. Even on my days, bro. What did I see the other day? Fam, I saw some. Well, I think it was a cheetah or a hyena, fam. The way he jumped on. No, I think it was a cheetah, fam. The way he jumped on top of the woman's cheetah's back and dug her out was mad. I couldn't believe it, bro. Man was savage.
That's why you started thinking about having sex.
No. Do you know why? Because I stopped and I thought, even like if a cheetah's savage, fam, but the movement was the same as man them. Man just cocked it back. I was like, bro, he does the same thing, fam. But it was so mad, yeah, fam, deep. It was so mad, yeah. So she didn't move, yeah. The cheetah bit her neck, so she didn't move, fam. Like, where I go? Stand straight, no? Yeah, she couldn't move. And man just licked it in there. I was like, I couldn't. I was like, we do the same thing. I swear, like maybe not back neck thing, but fam, we do the same kind of like the same knocking. And the worst thing is, my guy gave her one juke and fell off. You know, just a one quick fire thing, and man just danced like drain out. He's dead. I just thought raw. I couldn't believe it, fam. But I just keep thinking like in terms of the interaction. Like the sexual nature, it's proper. We're the same.
Similar.
I swear we're the same. Just move wild with it.
100%.
We're all the same, innit? Animal kingdom, like us, whatever. The way you move, I'm like, damn, man. It ain't so different from what we see, you know?
100%.
We all kind of like that,
I
innit?
thought, yeah.
100%.
It's deep. It's actually deep.
Fam, I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, these shows are mad. Like, it's got me tuned in, fam. I'm there with the popcorn, you know?
I think that's I'm gonna go back tonight and watch something now.
Bro, I'm telling you, David Attenborough, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I can sit there for a good
Hours.
and just watch it.
Just
And
listen
I'm
to my
zoning
dad.
out. I don't care what anyone thinks. Like people be like, bro, I'm proper studying.
Yeah, I want to know.
Like, bro, okay, so this kind of, what, that spider's massive. How did they jump on that? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I love that stuff. Still.
I'm proper intrigued in that stuff, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I love that stuff.
All them mad animals, you just thinking, right.
Plug everyone, George, of your socials, man. Plug everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, run that, man.
Instagram, TikTok, follow me, Real Talk George, and we continue spreading the message, spreading the mindset, spreading the motivation. And yeah, man, go follow those up, go run those up, go share the videos, and as I said, this is just about spreading.
Have you got a YouTube?
Good. Nah.
No, you ain't got one.
No, I have, but it's not there.
What, inactive kind of thing?
Yeah, it's inactive. So yeah, just follow the socials.
TikTok and
And yeah, hopefully I'll add some value. We do loads of group coaching sessions, do loads of live events soon enough. So yeah, come check out the stuff, man. Real Talk George.